No lead in is necessary for this one. This is just how we're starting. We're cold open.
Understand, tonight is awful in here. Awful. No, it's already awful. I saw this on the schedule, Jets during the Christmas holiday. I took 4 deux at 6 o'clock, knowing what this would be.
4 deux.
You know what a deux is?
No.
It's Canadian aspirin with a little bit of codeine in it, just enough to give you that pop.
He took 4.
2 twos, deux. I mean, you buy it over the counter up there, you can't hear it. It's like $10 up there, but it's like $100 prescription here.
It was like 2001.
So you put it in all the corners of your suitcase. Do you have anything to declare? Oh, no.
Hey.
Look at his leg.
Deux. You always hope to have one Blue Jay game a year. You go to the Canadian CBS.
That's
it's funny.
my boy, dude.
Yeah, those bottles, 250, count of 222s. Yes, here they are. I'll take 4 of them. And they go, they always go, from the States, eh? Deux. You never take deux. Yeah, just a little drop. Little 8% codeine never hurt anybody. I know exactly what this night is. I've looked at this one for 6 weeks. We ready to go? Thanks, Al.
I told you, I felt
Put
like...
them in all the corners of your suitcase. That's great.
Yeah, do you have anything to declare? Oh, no. Just enough to give it that pop.
8% codeine. He took 4.
This is the Ministry of Silly Talk.
Silly Talk. Ministry of Silly Talk.
This is the Ministry.
This is the Ministry of
Silly Talk. This is the Ministry of
Silly Talk.
Thank you for listening to my Daddy's Stupid Podcast. And remember, his head is full of doo-doo, so don't listen to anything he says.
That's very funny.
And we're back. Anyway, this is the Ministry of Silly Talk Podcast. It's got just enough to give you that pop. I'm Graham.
I'm Josh.
And Josh has some very important business to discuss with you people.
Like, comment, subscribe on everything. We say everything, but YouTube is where, YouTube's it's cool. Like,
YouTube is where to start.
Where to start? Spotify and all those things. Like, wherever you get these podcast apps.
Comment in the YouTube comment section because we'll start addressing it, but we'll talk about that later. So honestly,
but no, let's get comments going. That would be really cool. We would enjoy that. It would also get us something else to talk about with you guys. Like, I'm trying to be real nice here and just be like, hey, guys, interact with us.
We're asking nicely right now.
And you know what? We've got some content for you today.
We do have content
that's
for
very
you today.
Interactive. We're asking you guys. We're going to throw some stuff out there that comes from our brains. And we're going to say, hey, if we're wrong, tell us we're wrong.
Yeah. And we're not telling anybody to interact with us.
We're asking.
We're asking right now.
But, there is a back end of YouTube where we can see who watches these videos. And we can send emails to these people.
Hold on. Prank caller. That's actually not true.
Okay, I'm sorry.
The views Josh Brandon described do not necessarily reflect the views of the One Graham Army Presents Media Empire.
What we're saying is if you leave comments, we'll call you out. Hey, Mr. 664 from da-da-da-da-da.
Yeah. Just get involved. Get involved.
Make it a community, guys.
Yeah. When you watch podcasts, have a couple of does to get in line.
Have a couple of does. Wait 30 minutes and watch the pod.
We don't need to fucking practice, Randy.
All right, and what else is here? Oh, yeah, don't forget, shop at shirtcaviar.com. As always, all things One Graham Army Podcast presents. It's getting closer to the holidays, too, and I know I've mentioned it in previous podcasts, I think maybe even the last one, that, if you give us $200, we'll give you $800. Actual amount may be $0.
Yes. But actual amount may be $0, but we will give you $800 worth of laughs and content, and especially if you hit the Hotline 847-665-9238.
Talk about the hotline.
But we do have a hotline. It's 847-665-9238. 847-665-9238. Please text, call, leave a message, interact. We're bringing up some stuff today.
Nope, we have work to do here, but I do want to remind people 847-665-9238. There may be some edits at the beginning of this podcast, but we are going to enjoy them so much when we see them.
Yes.
Yes, we do actually have. We came in here. We did homework.
We created some content for you guys in a way.
Yeah, we did some homework. I think it's safe to say, but the genesis of this was trying to come up with it's all over the internet. Everybody's always trying to do it, like the top 10 list of
whatever.
Right. And I think you could agree. What does that mean for anything?
Well, okay, let's be honest. When you go to, we try to put a top 10 of something. Maybe it should be something that is relegated to only having 50 to 100 things.
Yeah.
Top 10 burger. Hey, I can do that.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Top 10 chicken restaurant. I can do that.
You might do it.
And it's coming. Don't hold your breath. But like
10 fried chicken places, though. Sorry, I don't want to get you off your mark. I agree.
Anyway,
yes, and
yeah, you know what I'm saying.
Because we could eat 20 chicken places.
Yeah.
Sorry,
but there's not thousands of chicken places. There's not thousands.
I agree. Right. It's not. Yeah.
So when you start talking in the realm of movie, music,
yeah,
those things have such a huge amount of content that. The way I was thinking, because our first venture into this, we were on the phone texting, and we were like, what do you think, top 10 comedy movies? Because we were both, I think, trying to find a comedy movie, and we hadn't seen anything recently. I was like,
yeah.
What do you think of, and then we both kind of went on a tangent.
Well, and we've talked about it so many times just in the time that we've known each other, where you're not trying to make a list, but people you meet, the things they say, we're definitely those people where a lot of what I say,
a lot of the stuff that you guys that know me, that
is
have
from
laughed
a
at
movie.
me, because it's very derivative from a movie that I've really enjoyed.
Of course, that's what comedy movies do. It's why it's worth exploring, in my opinion.
Exactly. So when we started making the list, we were not together. He was here. I was at home with my wife, and I did ask my wife to help me and so the way that we created the list, and then we'll get into what you did too.
Yeah.
Is, at first, I was just trying to think of like a 10, and I was like, there's no way. So we had to put categories.
And not to put too fine a point on this, this is comedy movies. So
comedy movies only.
It's a genre that has been neglected in the downloading streaming era because they don't go to theaters. So you get lots and lots of like TV shows and such. But the proper comedy movie is just kind of lost. That's kind of a lost art. And I said, okay, we got to throw them in some sort of categories. See, I like you did. You bracketed a bit.
So in order for me to kind of look at these and see which ones were, and another thing that me and the wife discussed, which I haven't told him about yet, we saved for the pod, is instead of looking at pop culture wise, what's the best comedy movies ever made as far as film wise and the whatever,
you could get bogged down in a lot of detail. So we do. That's going to be part of what we have to do here to create this list, and eventually the conflict between these movies is that you have to boil it down at some point.
Well, and so my thing was, I'm boiling it down to which ones that was I popping in the DVD player? Do I still pick on Netflix? Do I try to find at a certain time when my daughter comes? I'm like, hey, well, you haven't seen this, or we're watching this tonight.
Yeah.
What are those movies?
It makes perfect sense because it could be a comedy movie. So I feel you, because any one of these could be a comedy movie I've seen a couple times or 2 or 3 times, but are they ones that stood the test? Like, have
exactly.
I seen
There's
this
eras
movie?
of movies that I liked, but they don't make this list because I watched it during that time and that's it.
Correct.
But there's some on this list that I'd watch, or that I will watch and have watched recently.
Yeah, and there may be movies too that I've seen so many times I don't have to watch them; they just play in my head. There are movies like that on this list. Movies I've seen.
Well, and also I thought
times.
Something that we should bring up that I'm going to have to do with my list is there's certain movies that are going to be grouped together.
It's unavoidable.
I'm sorry, but all the Fridays are a movie.
Makes sense
to me.
Yeah.
In my list, Fridays.
Well, and again, this is part of what we have to boil down here because there's so many movies where it's a series of movies, or I'm on the fence. It could be discussed, but even I'm like Mel Brooks, Adam Sandler. Like, what do you want me to do?
Fair enough.
Do you guys want a list of of every Adam Sandler movie and every Mel Brooks movie and the Marx Brothers movie? You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm already thinking of things that aren't on my list, and I need to write down the Marx Brothers. But all right, I just forgot about that.
So as this is unfolding, I'm trying to think of a way that's palatable for us to unleash. Do you have just like a literal list of 20, 30?
Yeah, I have a list of about 30 movies. I felt like, so here was my thought process here, and obviously there are no rules. What I was thinking was we go through our list, and anything that we have duplicates of or like are the same
For sure stay.
Okay. So and literally I think we could just run
and to be honest, I have a list of maybe 60 over here that I've just popped off in categories, and then I've got 10 that are not ranked but are maybe the most 10 that I've watched in my life.
I would like to start with the 10 because I think we're going to be
that's the best way.
Yeah, I think we're going to be very similar in those, and this will help to build the bracket. Let me make sure I got the videos correct. It is indeed. All right, so what you got there? First one on your 10.
All right, and these 10 are what I've watched the most, what I rewatched the most, what I've...
You've done more work to filter it down
a little bit
from your original list. But no, listen, nobody's married to any of this.
Yeah,
this is going to be
and this is not a tiered list, it's just 10.
Yeah.
So,
and this is going to be one of the most difficult things to do in the world. So hopefully we'll just remember funny things about it and go on tangents.
Fun, yes.
Or we're
Number one,
down to it.
Tommy Boy and Black Sheep.
Okay, I have Tommy Boy / Black Sheep.
Okay, that's one movie.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. It's the
funny fat guy of our generation.
Yeah,
and he was taken so soon.
Yeah,
but without the cocaine and heroin, he may not have been as funny. So
I did not say that. Once again, the opinions of Josh Brandon, not as the opinions of the Wing Bar.
I know at least 6 of our listeners understand that I say ridiculous things. It's funny.
I think everybody knows. This is a legal thing, man. There's millions of people watching this. I got a team of lawyers.
I gotcha.
The Tommy Boy Black Sheep, though, is a perfect representative of what we're talking about, where it just becomes a movie.
Okay, there's another one that I've got right behind it that I'm gonna hit you with.
Okay, let me throw one at you.
Okay,
because I think we're gonna agree on this. I have Shaun of the Dead and Hot Fuzz as one thing.
Please,
I think we can both agree that those belong on here.
Yes.
Deem Dead. Sorry, I'm learning how to use this. And Hot Fuzz. All right.
And since we mentioned it earlier, we'll go ahead and throw it in the bracket. The Fridays. I feel like all 3 of those movies are one movie because there's just you can't not have Mike Epps in the mix.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
And then Cat Williams. There's just too many elements that come in that make those movies great that you got to have all 3 as one entity.
It's one of those film series where I would argue you'd have the first one, but you can't really without the sequel. Like, I love the first Friday. To me, that would be on a list of mine by itself, but you're absolutely correct because what came off of that is pretty iconic.
It's gold.
Like the Mike Epps nonsense.
Mike Epps is great. Mike Epps was so...
Like, those weren't as good of movies, but they were damn funny.
But they were damn funny.
Yeah.
And the thing is that they do come together. The writing behind that, how they kind of explained away the Smokey thing without making it less funny, was perfect. I thought the introduction of Mike Epps as the cousin who got out because the dad won the lottery bullshit or whatever it was.
Yeah, no, it's quite silly, but it was perfect in a way.
For that,
yeah.
You know what I mean? For what we're doing.
For that franchise, to
definitely. Get rid of Smokey, that was a good way,
Yeah. What else do I got here? So we have the Fridays. Let me pick one. Get back up here. I'm throwing. Should we get all of the franchises out of the way?
All the togethers out of the way, I think.
Okay, well, Wayne's World would be the next on my list of that.
Okay, see, Wayne's World didn't necessarily make my 10.
Hold on.
But it was on my SNL.
Yeah.
list.
So I don't have
Because there's going to be some of them here that are very much influenced from my dad.
Yeah.
Like my dad and my mom were very big Chevy Chase fans. So to me, the Fletch movies,
Yeah.
both of those movies, I put them together kind of, were very influential with me and my brothers, I know for sure. Fletch Lives is the better movie, but Fletch is great as well.
We'll get into this when we discuss these. I'm not
Okay.
a huge Chevy Chase fan.
Have you seen the Fletch movies?
Yes.
Okay.
But it may be also because I saw them when I was younger, and the people who thought they were funny I didn't like. But that's a whole nother discussion.
Well, that happens.
But
yes.
but also what can happen too, though, is obviously there's going to be blind spots. You know what I mean? Like
Of
the
course.
Fletch movies, like my parents didn't like them that much.
See, my parents loved them.
The only person
Yeah.
who ever showed me Fletch was like some dude I knew, and I was like, "This isn't that funny." But
Yeah, so
I
my
didn't
dad
come
thought
up
it was
with
funny.
them.
That's what
Yeah.
that was my caveat kind of, is that these movies were just part of our life.
Well, it's very incorrect for me to say like I'm not a huge Chevy Chase fan. He does seem like a dick, but I think that I have this helps put me back in here. I have singularly a movie on my list is Nothing But Trouble, and that's a movie not a lot of people know about, but I've seen about 8 million times.
No, it's not on mine, but it should be. So,
yeah, so I'll leave it as a single. I'll put it down here, sort of in the single situations. But
for sure.
I did have. It's speaking of Chevy Chase, not to put him on the board again. The National Lampoon Vacation.
I'll put them
movies.
as a entity. I thought.
I just made it was just Family Vacation on mine. We're making progress here.
And then after that, I think I'm kind of out of the grouping almost.
Yeah,
Well, until you get like Mel Brooks
yeah,
and Sandler, I think that's fair enough. If you put Mel Brooks and Sandler as their own.
yeah.
If you're doing 32, we got 32 here. I think Mel Brooks and Sandler deserve to be in that.
I want to keep them separated so they have a chance to meet later.
Yeah.
Brooks.
And these can be any combination of those, but we're talking Spaceballs, History of the World, Blazing Saddles. We're talking
these
water,
movies, and we're talking about Waterboy and
Yeah.
Billy Madison and Happy Gilmore.
Happy Gilmore, all the classics.
And I even actually split out Grandma's Boy, but I'm throwing it in.
It's with Sandler.
It's a Sandler movie.
Grandma's Boy
He's
is no,
not
but
in
because
it,
Grandma's
but
Boy it was here, but it's in Sandler.
Yeah. No, we both had talent, obviously. Okay, so let me see what I have for groupings. Did you just do one?
Well,
we just agreed kind
yeah,
of. Yeah. If you want to pick another one, I can start getting into singles.
I think I was going to ask you: does Stiller get his own group, or do you have to pick him out? Because like Tropic Thunder's his best,
But he's not even on my list, and I didn't even think about it. Yeah, not because I don't like. I'm
just curious. Does he make? Because there's a lot of his.
He has to. Tropic Thunder, something about Mary.
Yeah, there's no way he doesn't make it.
Meet the Fockers.
All that.
Yeah, he's been in some.
Well, was the Heartbreak Kid was hilarious.
Yeah, so we're just gonna put Ben Stiller.
Yeah. And that'll take Tropic Thunder away from
yeah, because Tropic Thunder is on
a
my
single,
list,
though, yeah.
but I did consider other Stiller.
Yeah.
And I think that'll be fair. I don't know how he weighs up against everybody else in this bracket, but I think that's quite fair.
All right, let's go singles now.
All right, let me throw. I'm trying to find ones that we may not have in common, because I'm not.
I know you've got Monty Python on there. I think that's got its own.
Yeah. Monty Python is a grouping. Yep. All right. Yeah. All right. Fine.
And one last grouping I just thought of.
Because actually I had, and now for something completely different.
The Super Troopers guys. They've got several movies. Do they make this, though? Are they on the out?
I think they got the one, bro.
Just the first one?
Well, Beer Fest.
Beer Fest, that's what, and the same as.
Yeah. Dang, man. Everybody get in this place.
It's hard,
but you can't. I don't feel right leaving them out.
I don't. So
what are they called? They have their own name.
Yeah,
the
Broken Lizard.
Screaming Monkey? Broken Lizard?
Broken Lizard, yeah.
Lizard Boys. All right. Dang. Okay, so we got Mel Brooks. Mel Brooks and MC take care of a good bit of my list. Let me see if I can throw a single. I'm going to throw a single one at you. And have you ever seen Dr. Strangelove? The black and white movie. No. It's got Peter Sellers in it. He was in Pink Panther and stuff.
I know Peter Sellers. I have not seen. There's few black and white movies I've seen, to be honest with you.
It was made in the era of color film too, but it's a Stanley Kubrick comedy. It's
Sounds
the
interesting.
only one he ever made. I guess I'll leave.
Is that funny? I mean,
It's It's super funny, and it's about the end of the world. Like, it's about like
throw it on, dude.
nuclear war. It'll be difficult for us to run across it, though.
Do you think others have seen it?
Yes. It does require it's Kubrick, though, right? So like people who've seen movies have seen, people who are into movies.
Yeah, no, for sure. I've seen
would
most
know
of this shit.
that. But it's the only comedy he ever made, and it's about nuclear war, but it's phenomenal.
Peter Sellers is great.
Peter Sellers plays like 6 guys in that movie.
We'll slide him in, dude.
I'm gonna leave him off for now though, because if we get to it, I don't want it getting booted. I'll throw it in there as a teaser. We'll put him down at one of the lower seeds. I'll make him 31, just for the sake of equity in the list.
I just thought of
Dr.
another.
Strangelove is in my top.
I just thought of another grouping that may. I don't know.
Hey, look, we gotta get it.
The Nutty
So,
Professors.
are they in our top 30? Up against
Not as adults, no.
The Big Lebowski.
Well, I was
Up
about to say,
against-
my,
we
my
haven't
first
even got-
solo is a Big Lebowski.
Okay, that's what I'm saying, because we're getting
Yeah.
into solos now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's go solos for a second. Yeah.
I hate to not put Eddie Murphy in here, but Trading Places is on my list. So it's like,
Trading Places was in the discussion. It didn't hit my 10.
yeah. No, I'm just on my long list.
Oh, okay.
I don't
We'll
know.
see, like Nothing to Lose is over here. I love Nothing to Lose. But is it
Yeah.
the top 30? There's a couple scenes that really make me fall over laughing, but the rest
Yeah.
of it is
All right, so we can't leave Trading Places off though.
No.
That also, I guess, could count as whatever.
No, I think that's just by itself though.
That's a
because,
by
yeah.
itself amazing.
That's a
piece
great
of
movie.
work. Yeah, definitely. Okay, so we got Trading Places up there. Give me another single.
You hit the Big Lebowski already on there?
Did I get him up here? He should have been up towards the top. Dude, Giants are gonna fall
Oh, yeah.
in the first part of this bracket.
Yeah, we might have to look at this.
I'm
bracket,
trying
yeah.
to. If just using
All
my.
right, well,
gut,
I'm gonna throw a single at you that me and her almost forgot about, but then it
Yeah.
came and it hit the list hard. It was Step Brothers.
It's
there.
That's a bye week.
That bitch is there, dude.
That's a team that gets a bye through the playoffs. You got a damn. Yeah, that's a good one.
You can't.
Yeah.
That can't not be there.
No, I have no argument. Oh boy.
And Eddie Murphy, talking about another single. Now let me throw you one. Eddie Murphy did slide in with Life.
Life is a fucking phenomenal film. And I'm putting it up against Step Brothers. No, I'm just kidding. I'm trying to fill them in somewhat reasonably, but I don't want to start making matchups yet if I can avoid it. But we got to get them in here because my next single is Airplane.
Okay, it doesn't. It was on the list. It was on my big list. Didn't make
Yeah.
my little.
Yeah. No. Okay, I'm putting Airplane up against Family Vacation.
There you go.
None of this is intentional. I just have to fill this out. All right. What do we got? Damn,
Old school.
See, and when we said Step Brothers, I always say it, but as you can see, Old School is second on my list under the next big heavyweight that I'm going to use. Which is Office Space. I mean, what are we? Do you have some objection to Office Space?
Oh, absolutely not. Office Space is there. I'm looking at my list. I'm surprised that it's not on this at all.
Yeah, dude, there's going to be gaps because, dude,
Yeah.
you said the Ben Stiller thing, and I was like, oh, yeah, that's a bunch of
13
other movies. Bunch of other very respectable movies. Okay.
And I'm going to hit you with a question.
Okay.
We were talking about groupings earlier. I don't know how many more spaces we got.
Let's see here. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Because I'm going to say SNL should get its own and hit you with a Coneheads, Anchorman, Talladega, Wayne's World.
Ladies
Just throw
Man is
SNL.
one of my top. Oh, boy.
Because you can't.
Dude, that includes Austin Powers. Well, not really, but see that replaces Wayne's World.
That's a heavy hitter.
That's a big. Okay, but to me,
that's a top 5 bracket guy. That's a heavy hitter. SNL movies. That's Anchorman. I mean, it's bringing some heat.
Yeah, and all the Wayne's World movies.
Yeah.
I mean, those alone. And
Cone fucking heads. Bro.
Cone heads, yeah. Yeah. They got some stinkers, though. That's going to hurt them. They got some stinkers. Superstar fucking sons. Yeah. We both knew the movie where we were like, oh, this fell off. When you're growing up in a kid, they're like, they gave her a movie. This just fell off. you guys see cone heads? Who was this lady? Y'all fell off hard. See, I do have older movies on here.
Because does Three Amigos fit in SNL too?
I don't know. It's not in my top anything.
You're not a fan?
No, I think it's fine.
Yeah.
But see, again, this is I don't want to restrict it.
No, there's not a restriction because I was on the line with the Three Amigos. It's on my big list, not on my small.
Because I think, in my opinion, part of my compromise in my movies was the family vacation movies, and we have Fletch, and another movie that has him in it is Caddyshack, and that's on my list.
Fair enough.
How can Caddyshack not be on here?
To me, Caddyshack's SNL.
Yeah. Well, it's
Bill
not.
Murray,
Yeah, but it's not.
I know.
The SNL movies are based on
Caddyshack's
SNL
its own,
sketches. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now. Could we potentially compromise and just give Chevy Chase a big heavy hitter ass segment and be like,
and give him Vacations and Fletch,
Vacations, Caddyshack? Can we give it to him?
Yeah.
All right. I'm down to discuss this. Damn, now it's Fletch against Family Vacations. That's okay. I'm not against arguing this. The rest of his movies up against the Family Vacations.
Oh, there you go.
You know what I'm saying?
Chevy versus Family Vac.
Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying.
Nice.
That's where we're at in the bracket right now.
Nice. Well, because here I'm going to throw a curveball at you real quick.
Hit me.
I think fucking Jim Carrey gets his own caddy.
Jim Carrey gets his own category. I have several. Yeah, it was
Dumb and Dumber, fucking Ace, get out of here.
Yeah, Jim Carrey. All right. So what's hilarious and fun about this is that what we wanted to do was make a list of top 10 comedy movies.
And now
we've made a list of 30. That's also somehow 160 movies. It's too many of them. It's too many of them.
It's an impossible dream and trying to fucking whittle this shit
You know what?
down.
I'm looking at it. Have you ever seen any of the original Pink Panther movies?
Yes.
Peter Sellers.
Those are
and all that?
hilarious.
I'm
man.
put.
I love
Okay.
that.
I'm.
Kato, I love
Yeah.
that
Okay.
shit.
I'm
Yeah.
just
I'm
throwing
down,
Peter Sellers.
I think
in
fair
here.
enough.
I'm giving it. We're going old school. Somebody's got to have
Fair enough.
representation. This is good. I think this becomes egalitarian that way. Because.
See, and I'm looking in all my. Well, okay. Does Dodgeball and or Wedding Crashers either hit as a single, or is that all encompassed in Old School? Like, is Old School big enough alone?
Is all that like the same director?
It's all
is
Todd
it,
Phillips, I think.
Oh,
whatever.
okay, all
or
right.
very close, or maybe
Whoever that
Judd
is.
Apatow,
Yeah.
somebody, I don't know.
I know it's not Judd Apatow, and he doesn't really get on my list.
His stuff was okay at a time, but it wasn't.
Well, and he's made funny things like 40-Year-Old Virgin is properly hysterical.
No, that
but-
did make the big list over here, but
and I don't want to not include it. Well, man, yeah, because that one,
because he did
I saw-
Superbad stuff as well, right?
yeah, ugh. I'll give Apatow a section, but he's got some stinkers in there he's got to answer for.
Yeah, I mean, he's going to be going to go up against some heat.
Yeah, no, this is, you know what? I'll tell you, who should we put him up against? I want to give him a shot, but okay, we'll give him top seed in this bracket, but.
All right, well, who do we want to hit him with? Because I'm thinking, just looking at my list here, what have I not mentioned?
Oh, Young Frankenstein is Mel Brooks, never mind. I had a fish named Wanda on my list, which I think is fair, but I don't think it's... Dude, that is a really funny... But it doesn't... I don't think it doesn't fit because I don't like say quotes from it all the time.
No, and yeah, I
You
just
know what I
don't think
mean?
that hits.
It's like Birdcage was on my list at one point, but I'm like, well, yeah, because I saw that a couple times and it was funny. But I don't like walk around making Birdcage
to me, that's
quotes.
more of a drama.
To an extent. I mean, it's
That's
very
kind of like, I
funny.
laughed a lot at what's it called, Mrs. Doubtfire,
Yeah.
but it doesn't make my list.
No. Now here's
Getting weird.
No, well, here's the next potential grouping. Robin Williams.
To me, he's more of a dramatic actor, even though he's funny. Throw me comedy movies, just comedy movies of Robin Williams. And I mean, change my mind. I'm saying.
Oh, hello! Come on, Mrs. Doubtfire.
Okay,
No, that's not-
and
well,
his best bangers were dramas. That's what made him great. Was that he was a comedian. I mean, I didn't think Mork and Mindy was fucking funny. That's just not funny to me.
well, it's not a. Yeah, I didn't get that.
Like
I was
him
so
and
little.
Jumanji, that shit wasn't funny, but he was great. You know what I mean?
No, he's phenomenal, but yeah, I am trying to. And Jack, that's like a sad movie that was happened to be
he's just
funny.
a talented guy. I mean, obviously
He
had
did
some
bum
ish.
us out
Yeah,
a
yeah,
lot,
yeah.
even when it was very funny. Thanks a lot, Robin Williams. But
And
yeah,
apparently he stole jokes. So
Yeah, well, everybody did at some point, man. Everybody.
protect your jokes, right?
Yeah, everybody. We just live together and be gay.
So I
Nobody
wouldn't
ever
give.
thought of that.
I personally don't think Robin hits the top anything as far as comedy alone in comedy movies.
No, because we're not talking about comedians.
No,
And
we're not.
Aladdin isn't a. Yeah, no.
no.
Okay, dang. I feel oddly bogus doing that, but I can't be convinced otherwise at this point.
No,
if you
that's the whole
disagree
point.
with any of these, don't forget to get down. And if you're still watching, don't forget to get down there in the
give
comments.
the comments and let us know because we.
Yeah, because we're
as
gonna
you can
forget
tell,
stuff.
We're gonna forget stuff, and we don't know stuff, and
Yeah,
this is gonna be a
we
very.
just got to build the bracket for right.
Well, there's
now.
something that we were thinking about. Me and her was Saving Silverman.
Not on my
No,
list.
but I've watched it a ton,
Yeah.
and I've quoted it a ton.
See, that's the other thing too. There's gonna be some like that. I mean, I'll throw it up there, but it wasn't. I didn't quite.
No, it's not a topper, is it?
Yeah. Well, and what was that movie where it was like Scotty doesn't know, Scotty doesn't know,
Europe,
something.
Europe
Yeah, but
or
it's
something.
like that part of that was funny.
Hilarious. I don't remember the rest of the
He
movie. I
goes
don't
up
remember the
here
name
with
of it.
Mel Brooks, like.
No, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Fair
Because
enough, fair enough.
I'll be honest with you, and I don't know how you feel about this. I feel like Pee-wee's Big Adventure deserves a shake as a Tim Burton movie. It's pretty funny. It's real
Well,
weird.
to be honest with you, I don't have many movies that aren't represented. I didn't know if maybe Martin Lawrence, what's his? Because
We hit-
our Bad Boys are action movies.
Yeah, something. Didn't we hit something with Life? Did that end up on?
Yes,
here? We
Life's on
talked
there.
about
Life's
it.
on there. So yeah, Life hits Eddie and Martin.
Where is it?
Well, it should be on there somewhere.
Yeah. What? Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah, let's go back through and make sure. Let's look see what we have, and maybe we've missed.
Oh, and Nothing But Trouble We Don't Need Anymore. I'm gonna throw it in there.
Because that's part of Chevy.
Yeah, we did Chevy, and I love that movie. I ain't gonna lie.
That is a great movie.
All right. Yeah, but Life, I think. Should we just do Eddie? The Martin Lawrence. Well, there was that one with what was it, Tim Robbins, but that was just sort
Nothing
of
to lose. That's what we're talking
Yeah.
about. And then Blue Streak.
Yeah.
And, he had a couple bangers in there.
felt like he was a little bit on Chris Tucker's coattails with the one with Martin Sheen, but it was like sort of a time where, and then I got to think about that movie too. Yeah.
See, Chris Tucker only touches my shit with Friday.
Yeah. See, so Eddie, and then we'll go. Oh, you don't have all four Rush Hours as one movie?
I don't know.
I didn't dislike it when I saw it, but yeah.
No,
they're not
to me
all-
that's a silly action movie, but it's not a comedy movie.
Do we want Eddie and Martin Lawrence head to head?
Yeah.
All right, let's do that.
I mean, that's not a fair grouping, but it's close enough.
No, it gets us. We got to.
Because Life's on its own still, right?
Yeah. No.
Or you took Life off. And just put
yeah.
Eddie. Okay, that's fair though. I think.
I think Eddie
Eddie
it sort
and
of
Martin both
becomes
get a
the
category,
it becomes sort of
Because
a
I mean, if you
tiebreaker.
like Big Mama's House versus Nutty Professor, or what that's
Right.
still a conversation there.
Yeah, no, yeah, it's there. It's not. It's because some things are similar doesn't necessarily mean there's a drop in quality.
Yeah.
They're just similar.
Well, and to people who don't follow sports, we're literally making a bracket as if these people are playing a sport against each other, and the sport is
Yeah.
making us laugh.
Mm-hmm. Or how many times we've watched it. Like, we're really
Yeah.
going to have to soul search our way through this.
Yeah, because what the criteria is, because there's going to be something that's going to go against each other, and it's going to be, okay, well, you know what, I might prefer that movie right now, but I've watched this other movie 3,000 times.
It's possible we may have to start making some cuts. And
Okay, we'll bring some people
Napoleon
in that are
Dynamite. We've made some cuts, but Napoleon is confusing for me. He was down towards the bottom of my list where I was like,
It's a funny movie.
It was iconic, but is it in my like?
It was iconic to me though. I mean, I thought it was an iconic.
Because I'll tell you what I'm going to watch before I watch that, and that's Ghostbusters, which is going on here. Whether you like it, if anybody has anything to say about it, get down in the comments or dial 847-665-9238.
Right?
That's Ghostbusters. Yeah, that's the. Yeah.
And then we got Stiller.
Is Bill Murray underrepresented here? Well, no, because
Bill Murray's overrated to me.
No.
I love Bill Murray. I think he's overrated, though. I think people think about this mystique of Bill Murray and how cool he is. I think.
Yeah, he's cool, and he was a Cubs fan. And he hung out around Wrigley Field. And he got blasted with Harry Carey, and he did Ghostbusters. He did What About Bob? He's fantastic at What About Bob? The man's an icon. Take it, eat.
I'm not shitting on Bill Murray. I'm just saying, for me personally,
not in my home. You might be right, but I
don't know. I might not be though. No, because you just reminded me. I love What About Bob.
Yeah, he's been to get a lot.
Yeah. And I mean, what's the Groundhog's Day is great.
Yep, fantastic. Yeah. Groundhog's Day. It's not necessarily a straight comedy, but the man's good.
Even the Christmas movie he did was pretty good.
Yeah, Scrooge. It's fantastic. It's Bill Murray. Yeah, and all the other stuff.
Is there space for him? Did we get a?
I just put Ghostbusters. Because, like you said, he might be a little bit over. I don't know if like the whole catalog holds up to some of these guys, but I think Ghostbusters does.
See, I don't want to offend here, but to me, Ghostbusters
it's towards the
is
lower
a little
end.
more. Well, not as far. To me, it's more of a pop culture movie type. It's like a blockbuster.
It's
a comedy, but it's more of a blockbuster action.
It's pretty funny, though.
So Bill Murray could kind of encompass that. Like, so instead of Ghostbusters as
yes, it's true. This man has no dick.
Not you, but I'm saying that was a line from that movie. No,
these men are consummate snowball artists.
Yeah, wow.
No, it's a hilarious movie, but yeah. So I
get what you're saying. I'm way more open to change than I sound like. But the so Ghostbusters, I guess, could just be
Bill Murray.
Yeah. Do I have Blues Brothers up here yet?
No.
So Blues Brothers is another one that I want to discuss before necessarily.
It gets there. I didn't even think about it.
It's definitely on here.
That's for sure there
right?
to me. Because to me, I look at Blues Brothers and Hate Me If You Want, and Animal House kind of falls in with that.
It could do. Yeah, it could do. But Blues Brothers is so strong.
So good by itself.
It's so strong. It's some of the funniest things in the world. I mean, we're getting into movies that are, like on the soundboard at this point.
You boys owe me a lot of money for that beer you drank tonight. God damn it.
There's little things about Blues Brothers that really sets it apart. And it's also a massive musical. See, that's the one thing that I thought.
The only musical that I'll actually watch.
Exactly. Because the one thing I thought was, I was like, well, sort of technically it's a musical, but I'm like, it transcends all that. It's its own thing. I only ever tell people it's a musical because people who like musicals don't like hearing that. And I'm like, well, it's actually the only good one.
I just had a thought.
All right.
Damn it. And it makes me want to see. I'm really getting bad about just combining the shit out of stuff. But I was like, Raising Arizona just hit me hard.
Isn't that Apatow?
That's Coen Brothers. How are they not on there somewhere as a fucking group on their own? Fargo. Those are comedy movies, dude. Well, yeah, true.
I think. Dude, if
Lebowski's got to be solo.
And I don't know if Raising Arizona makes the list against these people.
True enough.
Versus
fair.
Lebowski.
Fair.
I'm not. If you feel like that,
Raising Arizona is so good.
It's a fantastic movie.
Because to me, that was almost a grouping like Coen Brothers, but then you can think Nick Cage, but then I thought Trapped in Paradise.
Yeah,
that's a classic holiday movie for my family. I don't know.
Yeah,
other people were into it.
I've enjoyed it. It doesn't. But, I mean, again, I'm not against it. It's a part of why some of these I want to cut off for mine is because, like if we don't, it makes sense to put Peter Sellers together. I think Lebowski stands on its own, Coen Brothers wise. But if
I don't think the other Coen Brothers really crack in as far as that good, as far as comics.
Bill Murray, fucking Stripes, but it's on my list.
Yeah,
so Murray is his own. Yeah, he does. He can
get Ghostbusters and Bill Murray.
Yeah. I think.
So I'm saying you leave Ghostbusters and just give Bill Murray a category. Because you could throw Bill Murray up against an SNL or something. You know what I mean? Like he could go against another heavy hitter. You already have Murray.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I already did that, but I just noticed Stripes was on my list, and I was like, further
solidified his
bolsters,
spot.
his claim. All right, so we need to fill a couple more spots. Throw me one, because I got the jerk.
It's how does it not?
Yeah, and
as a kid,
yeah.
How does that not?
And I don't, and I like. Well, yeah, jerk.
The jerk is there.
We got Chevy up there. You're a Three Amigos big fan.
Yeah,
and I didn't mean to shit on it, but I was like, I didn't like grow up with Three Amigos, but I grew up with the jerk.
Well, because to me, hopefully, Spies Like Us slides in with Chevy.
It definitely does. It definitely does.
I'm trying to think if there's any. Is there anybody else? Because we've really discussed all the things that I have on both lists, small list and big.
I feel like we glossed over Pee-wee's Big Adventure, but if we don't want to put it up there,
if we need a list, maybe that'll be more effective than I'm aware of.
If it's not your jam,
but it doesn't have to be my jam. We're talking about our list. You know what I'm saying? If it's your jam, throw Pee-wee in there.
I've seen it a lot of times.
Throw it in. I'm not against Pee-wee. It just never was my thing.
Yeah. Well, we're getting into where this will solve itself pretty quickly because.
Okay.
Bye. I can't. Hey, the seeds get picked how they get picked. We're down.
Yeah, because who's going against Ben Stiller?
Yeah, exactly.
We need 2 more people, I think.
Yeah, we need 2 more. I think. Yeah, we're down 3, 4. Oh, we got some room here. We're keeping. I'm throwing Napoleon.
I was going to ask if we wanted to throw weigh-ins.
Weigh-ins? Yeah, I'm a fan of the scary movies.
Because you could throw those in with I'm going to get you sucker and stuff like that as well.
Yeah, could do.
And then what did you just say before that?
The weigh-ins. Where was I?
You said something right before that.
I had the weigh-ins. I had that. Dang it! I had another grouping and I forgot it because we got the jerk up there. Oh, yeah. This is the next. This will be a discussion. What am I putting right here?
The weigh-ins.
Weigh-ins. Yes, I agree with that entirely. No, there you go. Weigh-ins. I got half baked on my list, and yeah, okay,
yes,
right. It's got to go up against somebody.
It's Cuban B.
Yeah, yeah. Of course. Why you gonna make me feel inferior just because I'm working the list? Why would you turn around and ask me for a heifer with cheese? Yeah, no. I don't know if it goes very far, but I think okay. So let's just go in order here. We need one. All right, give me another one. What do you got? You got something over there you're sitting on. Something that can sneak in under the wire here.
Okay, can we throw a Wedding Crashers dodgeball?
How do you do those?
You do it with Vince Vaughn.
Vince
Vaughn comedy category.
He deserves a category,
and he brings Owen Wilson with him. You know that whole.
Yeah. Those. Yeah, okay. He gets a category, for sure. Undoubtedly. I'll tell you what hit like a fucking ton of bricks, and I know it's well. See, that's to me more horrifying than it is hilarious, but it is a phenomenal. Oh, but okay, me and you were actually just on the same page. And I didn't realize it.
I was just thinking, let's go. Let's just give him Mike.
Just give Mike Judge's okay.
Give Mike his category.
And I'm not
300 movies on this list.
Every movie ever made. How have we seen this many movies?
We are dorks.
Remember when you used to? But it's like
I've owned all these on DVD. I might own half of these now.
Yeah, DVD. I literally have seen all of these movies more than once, and that was back in the part of my life where I was like, oh yeah, I used to do stuff all the time.
Nope.
How much of doing stuff was just going to some other idiot's house and watching movies?
90%.
Yeah, it had to be. All right, I don't want to get bogged down in that. I'm going to start crying in here. Like, what have I done? How do I know? There's movies I'm not putting on here.
We still have blank spots.
Series of movies. Okay.
Because are you saying Austin Powers hits its own caddy, or does it go with SNL?
Is
SNL? Because if you
SNL starts getting
it's too strong.
It gets too strong there, and think.
And then I think Mike Myers maybe.
That's what I was gonna say.
Yeah,
I think.
Enough. So I'm gonna marry an axe murderer.
Yeah, fantastic.
Come on.
Highly underrated too, but
I used to quote the shit out of that movie.
Hell yes. Well, it's where like you see a lot of his early characters in that movie.
Yeah. So Mike Myers gets one.
That's our list. I don't think we have any more blank spaces. And I'm sure there's going to be people left out, and that's going to be very unfortunate.
All right, well, let's go. Let's just read down what we got for the viewers.
Okay, yeah.
And
so
then we'll take us a break and go to the second half of the podcast.
Yeah, and if you're listening, I will try to make the results of this a comprehensive image for the podcast video picture on the podcast apps. But so just going 1 to 32. These are bracketed like a classic 32 bracket. I don't know if you're not going to pay attention to the seating, but what made it was Tommy Boy / Black Sheep, Shaun of the Dead, the Cornetto trilogy, as it were, all the Fridays, Saturday Night Live movies writ large, Chevy Chase movies, up against Family Vacation very early on. That's all a bunch of movies. Every Mel Brooks movie against every Vince Vaughn movie. The Big Lebowski by itself against the Wayans.
Nice.
None of this was intentional. I'm literally just filling randomly. Martin and Eddie go head to head in the very first round. We got Apatow against the Blues Brothers. Pee Wee versus Office Space.
Ooh, I'm gonna bet on that one.
Yeah. Odds aren't great for you, my boy. Ben Stiller versus Mike Judge. Dude, this is crazy. Old School versus Sandler as a whole. Could have probably,
tough look for Old School,
the draws go how they go. The Broken Lizard guys
kind of got fucked as well.
Yeah, all of those going up against Trading
now,
Places.
This next one is a very hard.
Oh, I didn't even remember this happened.
Yeah,
Step Brothers
versus Jim Carrey's catalog comedy movies.
That's gonna be contentious.
Quotability alone, but the list is.
It's not as easy as it may sound.
No.
It's not as easy as it may. The amount of Anyway, following that, we have the Family Vacation movie. Did Family Vacation pull up twice? Oh, that's a duplicate. Yeah. Okay, well, you know what? We need one more then. Something to go up against Airplane.
Well, maybe Leslie Nielsen and his Naked Guns.
Naked Gun's not on here. All right. Bang, perfect. And he's in this movie, which makes it weird, and
it's the same type of movie, so
yeah. So
which one do we prefer, with the Airplanes
or all the other ones?
Yeah.
Dang, I love
O.J.
Airplane.
Simpson's in his movie. Just wait a second.
Yeah, no, you can't. You definitely
this
can't
is
look
getting
past
to be a good
that.
I got a little getting even today.
Nice. Let's take a break and come back, right?
Okay, we got to finish. Okay, Leslie Nielsen going up against Airplane. Bill Murray against Half Baked. Monty Python versus The Jerk. And at the bottom, leading it up, two of the greatest to ever do it character comedians, Peter Sellers and Mike Myers, end up battling it out. So stay tuned for this. Listen, if movies aren't your thing, I promise you the next podcast will be inane and stupid as you want it to be, but we're getting it in this week. We're solving problems. Don't forget, hit us up if you disagree. 847-665-9238.
847-665-9238. Agree, disagree, not. Do we miss something? Is there a grouping that we're off of, or have we completely forgotten about something? Because see, I throw Major Payne in with the weigh-ins.
Yep.
By the way, just.
Folks, head on over to shirtcaviar.com. We got a wide selection of shirts for every occasion. We got the Time's Up Dolphins, got to get them out of here. We got the Jesus with the Newsy, perfect for Easter. We got the Doubt the Voices, whoa. We got Tiger Woods, holy crap, a fan favorite. And last but not least, we got Big Purr Aesthetic, Volume 1, all at shirtcaviar.com. And remember to use code OGA for 10% off your order at shirtcaviar.com.
Yeah, we're back. All right. So yeah, like I said, we're gonna put a bow on this thing because next week we're gonna fight this out.
Yeah, we're gonna really whittle this down, and we're gonna take each category seriously.
Absolutely.
And look at every matchup with its own merit, and we're gonna try to get it down to if you're on a stranded island.
Yeah, I think that's what it will. It'll just end up being that because we are going to have such deep emotional ties to these decisions. These are heavy hitters.
To cut some of these are just going to be
Yeah, someone's going to be virtually impossible. And like I said, Titans will fall in the first round.
In the first round.
And there's nothing we can do about that. There's nothing we can do about it. If we're going to hash this out, I know we're making it up as we go along, but if we're going to
But we've already started down this path.
Yeah, we can't stop now.
We're on the Oregon Trail. We're like, we're in Iowa somewhere. Like,
yeah, we're forging the river without looking at the depth. It's funny you mentioned that. That was like when I was little. That was always my problem with Oregon Trail. Was you'd come to a river and I never really knew what it meant. Like, you're in like second grade on the Apple IIe, and you didn't know what it meant that the river was 23 feet deep, and you'd be like, "We'll ford it or whatever they call it, like where you just walk across it."
Everybody died.
Yeah, it happened to me all the time.
23 feet. Yeah, I can do that.
I just didn't know what that meant. And now at 40, you shouldn't be listening to me either. But anyway, we're gonna get into this movie thing next week. As usual, we appreciate all of you.
And hey, comment below. Don't be afraid. Comment below. Hit the hotline 847-665-9238
Yes, sir.
with your opinions. I mean, if you see the bracket and you think tell us where we should. Who wins.
We left some stuff out. Get involved. But I promise you, we will come up with our final four. All of it.
We're gonna get down to the champion.
This is a king-making situation where we are going to end up with a final movie where we're both like, I'm equally disappointed and happy with this.
That's great.
Which is how it all going to shake out. Thank you again for listening to the Ministry. That's Josh.
He's Graham.
And goodbye. Fell right into that. That's what I'm talking about.
Tommy Boy and Black Sheep, Cornetto Trilogy, Friday movies, SNL movies, Mel Brooks, Vince Vaughn, The Big Lebowski, Wayans, Martin Lawrence, Eddie Murphy, Apatow, Blues Brothers, Pee Wee, Office Space, Never, Mike Judge, Old School, Sandler, Broken Laser, Trading Places, Monty Python, The Jerk, Step Brothers, Jim Carrey, Leslie Nielsen, Airplane, Bill fucking Murray, Half-Baked, Peter Sellers, Mike Myers, and a couple wild cards. Tommy Boy and Black Sheep, Cornetto Trilogy, Friday movies, SNL movies, Mel Brooks, Vince Vaughn, The Big Lebowski, Wayans, Martin Lawrence, Eddie Murphy, Apatow, Blues Brothers, Pee Wee, Office Space, Ben Stiller, Mike Judge, Old School, Sandler, Broken Lizard, Trading Places, Monty Python, The Jerk, Step Brothers, Jim Carrey, Leslie Nielsen, Airplane, Bill fucking Murray, Half-Baked, Peter Sellers, Mike Myers, and a couple wild cards.